Hey guys, and welcome back to Heroes of Might and Magic 4. As always, I am Demonfire93, and last time we gathered Sir Kentain and the Sword Bearer in order to, get the true Griffinheart blade and all the stuff we're doing. I don't remember. But today we are supposed to defeat the Warton hero to ensure the safety of Peladra. Oh boy.
Most of Peladra. Sir Warton seized control of most
okay, there we
go. While Lysander was away.
Of course he did.
That worm had the strength of the entire country.
Oh boy.
Our most powerful weapon against him, however, wasn't a sword, or a magical artifact, or even a bomb. It was the truth.
The truth will set you free. The rightful heir. Yeah, and somebody was saying before, I had it on novice. I can't change the difficulty here, guys. Like, maybe I could from the beginning, but I'm not really, like I said before, Heroes 4 was not my favorite of the games, and I'm not in it for the difficulty, the challenge of the game. I'm having fun here, so disregard what, it doesn't matter what difficulty I'm on. I could put it on impossible difficulty, and then I would just have to cheat a lot more. I have never doubted that Lord Lysander would defeat Warton and save Peladra, but recently I have worried in secret that something beyond his control might cause his plans to turn sour. I know my concerns are groundless, especially now that Sir Kentain has joined us against his shameful son. Then we reached the border of Peladra and found the kingdom in the middle of a civil war. While we were off rescuing Sir Kentain, Warton had launched his attack and conquered most of the country, including the capital, Paladin. Sir Daymark, Peladra's regent, while Lysander was gone, had been defeated in battle and locked in prison. All seemed lost. As soon as he received word of Warton's victories, Lysander called a meeting of his advisors, Sir Kentain and Lady Desset, Adamus and Protho, and even me. After relating the details of Warton's success, Lysander stopped and looked upon us, each in turn, his face tense as he tried to control his anger. And that is what we face, Lysander said through gritted teeth. Warton controls Paladin and 4 other strategic towns in the heart of Peladra. He's named himself King Warton Griffinheart and has sent word to every community to swear fealty to him or suffer dire consequences. It took a long time for someone to break the silence. Unfortunately, Adamus said finally, I see no realistic diplomatic solution. It seems war is inevitable. I agree, Sir Kentain said. Protho and Desset both nodded. Then all eyes turned to me, Lysander asked, and what do you think, Milton? Me? Yes, you have been at my side every step of the way. You know this land and its people just as well as I. Peladra is in chaos. How do I heal it? I was glad to even be a part of this meeting, but to be asked to speak was unexpected. I had to say something, though, and quick. I cannot believe that all Peladra has abandoned you, my lord. We cannot be the only ones who sense Sir Warton's lies, I said. What do you mean? Lysander asked. Well, as powerful as Sir Warton seems right now, he still doesn't possess the power of all Peladra, or surely he would have more than 5 cities under his power. If you pass the word that Warton is not of Griffinheart blood, I'd wager that the people would come to your aid rather than oppose you. The only likely reason they haven't joined Warton yet is because they're not wholly certain he's telling the truth. They have no proof. Brilliant, Squire Milton, Adamus commented. They don't act because they are afraid to make the wrong choice. Sir Kentain interrupted. I must apologize again, Lord Lysander, for my son's horrible behavior. I swear to you that Desset and I will remain at your side until we can mend the damage he has caused. As shameful as it is, I will shout from every tower that Warton is my flesh and blood, not Griffinheart's. Desset took her husband's hand and leaned in close. They were always next to each other, often arm in arm. I felt a pang of longing in the pit of my stomach and looked away. After a moment of silence, Lysander seemed to come to a decision. He said, We march immediately to take Peladra back from the usurper. Adamus and Protho left immediately, but I was still there when Lysander took the hands of Sir Kentain and Lady Desset in his own. I promise you, he said softly, that when the time comes, I will do my best to spare your son's life. People such as yourselves should never feel the loss of 2 sons. Sure. So you're Sir Contain, huh? Uh-huh. Okay. Can we check the fucking sign, please? West, hamlet of Hudson. East, town of Rassin Hill. You want to join me? Lysander has gained experience from using his stealth skill. Sure. Let the others run. Sure, we'll get 2 ballista. Why not? Alright, boys, you fire at that one. You fire at that one. We win. Victory! 7 ballista. Alright. A young, nervous man stands outside his farmhouse. Please help me, he calls out as you pass by. Nodding, he tells you his problem. I have to get my grain to the traders, but there is an angry mob of peasants nearby. There is no one around here to get rid of them. If you disperse the mob, I'll give you something of the healing potions my wife makes. Or some of the healing potions my wife makes. Alright. You mean these angry peasants? These ones that I'm able to recruit with ease? What's this one? There are no guards here, but the gate seems rusted shut. You figure that 3 potions of acid should do the trick. Those will eat through the gate and you'll be able to pass. And who the fuck's got acid? I mean, honestly. One or more of my heroes can still do something. Says who? Who can still do something? Please tell me. There you go. In a final attempt to end the war before it can begin, Sir Contain and Lady Desset composed a letter to their son. They warned him that he would soon be exposed and begged him to surrender before more innocent people were killed. They were kind. They even offered him their love despite all the things he had done. And Sir Contain apologized for not spending more time with him when he was young. When Desset finished reading the letter to Lord Lysander, she said, "We were hoping we could use some of your messengers to deliver this to our son in Paladin." Lysander took the letter. "Of course, lady. In fact, my squire Milton will deliver it," Lysander said, handing me the parchment. I felt my muscles tense. Why me? Later, after Sir Contain and Lady Desset were gone, Lysander sat down with me. He must have noticed my earlier surprise, because he immediately began to explain himself. "You'll travel under a truce flag, Milton. You should be safe. But when you deliver this letter to Warton, I want you to look into the eyes of his soldiers. Tell me how loyal they are. Tell me if they will fight to the death for this man. You are the only one I can trust to make this determination, Milton." "Thank you, my lord," I said. "I will do my best." "I know." "Thanks." Peasants! Man, fuck your peasants. Fuck your peasant bitch ass. Pokey pokey. All the peasants are dead. A player blue has been eliminated. Well, that was easy. $2,000 gold. More peasants. More things for Desset. Potion of quickness. After a long conversation, the woodcutter decides you would make a great partner. He gives you 10 wood now and says he will gladly supply you with 500 gold or 10 wood every week in return for your support. Sure. Why don't we come back to the farmhouse? "The mob has been taken care of," you tell the young man. He listens hard and then nods. "Seems you came through for me. Here are the month's batch of healing potions, 8 altogether. Take them and use them in good health." Sweet. health potions. So where are the acid things that we're supposed to get? Vial of acid. There's one. What's this here? You have a vial of acid? Potion of quickness. Hello? Vial of acid. Buy 2 of those. Good job, Desset. And buy a few of these too. Why don't you? You know, buy like 4 of each of these. I don't know. Start dispersing. Alright. I lost count of how many times I was stopped by enemy patrols during my journey to Paladin. Each time I had to explain that I was delivering a message to Sir Warton himself. The first time I called Warton Sir, I got slapped across the jaw with a gauntleted hand. The blow drew blood. "That's King Griffinhawk, traitor," the soldier said. As I had been ordered, I stared into the man's eyes. Loyalty wasn't what was driving this man. He didn't even seem to be a proper soldier. No, he had hit me because he enjoyed violence. Were these the kind of thugs Warton was recruiting for his army? Yeah, thanks, Lysander, for causing all this bullshit. Yes. All the acid. Throwing spear. Throwing spear. Increases the hero's melee and ranged attack by 8. Huh. Alright. Can you, like, give the bow to it? You can give the bow to it. What the fuck? Okay, so there's nothing. This is an inventory, that's right. Okay. I'm like, why can I give this? Don't know if this is a good idea. Whoa. Stepping through the portal, you feel your body magically drawn to a far-off place. I can choose which place, though. Interesting. Let's go with Senschal's Retreat. Hello. I'm here. Can gain no more experience. Yeah, everybody's maxed out. Why is there a wall here? What? This is a town, but I can't take it? What the fuck? Let the rest run. I'm so confused. I announced my name and purpose when I arrived at the gates of Paladin. Instead of being brought before Warton, I met the city's Senschal. Seneschal. I don't really remember the pronunciation of that word. The man appeared fatter than the last time I had seen him, and there were quite a few more gold rings around his pudgy fingers. Yet as I rode through the streets of Paladin, I noticed people with drawn cheeks and frightened expressions staring back at me. Warton was bleeding the people dry to fund his war against Lord Lysander, and people like the Senschal were profiting from it. After my brief, pointless meeting with the Senschal, I was ushered to my own room where I would end up waiting for 3 days. So you're telling me come back in 3 days to get the response? Rock versus flying, I win, right? Pokemon rules. No? Okay. Maybe I was ground type, I guess. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh my god! Although I wasn't called a prisoner, I was treated like one for 3 days. There was a guard outside my door, and since I could go nowhere without him, I seldom went anywhere at all. But when I looked into the soldier's eyes, I saw uncertainty and a little fear. He was just doing his job. Perhaps he even wished he could find a way out of it. Now I knew why my Lysander had sent me. More than anyone, I knew what loyalty was. I saw it every time I looked in the mirror. My lord wanted to know if Warton inspired loyalty in his men, because without it, our fight would be much easier. Then there was a knock on the door. It opened a moment later, and one of the tallest women I had have ever met stepped inside. She was broad-shouldered but shapely. I found the crow's feet at the corners of her deep blue eyes especially attractive, made doubly so when she smiled as she set a tray of food on the small desk near the window. "I like to eat by a window," she said, throwing open the shutters. "It's better for the digestion." "Sure." "Thank you," I said. "What happened to the normal girl?" "For 3 days, the same young servant girl had delivered my food. She's playing sick for me," she whispered. I immediately stepped away from the door. "Who are you?" I asked quietly. "The name is Portia, and you are Lord Lysider's man, are you not?" "Yes, Squire Milton." "I can't remain here for long, or the guard will get suspicious," Portia said quickly. She turned and clattered the tray of food around for the guard's benefit, perhaps buying herself a few extra seconds. "Why have you come?" "Two reasons, one of them selfish." "Two reasons, one of them selfish, which is why I volunteered. I have come to tell you that all the commanders and soldiers loyal to Lord Lysander have either been killed or locked away. Paladin will fight if you come, but know that its people have no love for King Warton." "I have seen that," I said. Portia stepped closer, placed a hand on my shoulder. She smelled of fresh bread and cinnamon. "My other reason for coming here is personal. Is it true that a cleric by the name of Protho travels with Lord Lysander now?" I saw nothing but concern in her eyes, and suddenly it dawned on me. This woman must be Protho's wife, or more likely his mistress. Only someone in love could be worried about in love could be that worried about another. Just my luck. There was something about her that made me forget about the war. "Yes, Protho was one of my lord's advisors." "Is he well?" The door creaked open. Quickly, I said, "Yes." Then Portia slapped me. The attack sent me reeling into my bed, where I tripped and fell to the floor. "I am no prostitute, sir. I do you the honor of bringing you your food myself, and this is how you treat me? How dare you?" Despite my spinning head, I could see the guard's grin. Portia's back was still facing the guard. She flashed me a grin and wink, and then stormed from the room. I still wasn't sure what had happened, but maybe my thoughts would come easier as soon as the room stopped doing flips. "You're lucky, sir," said the guard. "She left your legs intact. That one could have done a lot worse." And then he closed the door, leaving me alone with my pain. Why is there a sandile? It's Pokemon! There's a sandile in that lake. Pool of water, or whatever. In that bog. I thought those were gems there. Sometimes it's hard to tell. On the 5th day, I finally met with Sir Warton. He sat on an elaborately carved throne, so new that it hadn't been painted yet. Although he wore no crown, there was a long cloak of blue silk over his shoulders, and the false Griffinheart blade across his lap. I stared at that sword for a long time, but I could tell no difference from the original. "You have something for me, squire?" Warton said arrogantly, holding up the unopened letter I brought with me. He grinned at the lords and knights gathered in the throne room. "It wouldn't be an unconditional surrender from Lord Boring, would it?" I clenched my jaw tight as the others laughed. In their overconfidence, the guards had left me my eating knife. It was still sheathed on my belt. Lysider had taught me to keep my blade razor sharp, even ones you don't use in battle. So as I stared at Warton's gloating face, I thought about how easy it would be to draw the knife and cut the scum's throat. No one was close enough to stop me. Then I remembered my lord's promise to Sir Kentane and Lady Desset that he wouldn't kill Warton, and Lysander's promise was my promise. Assassination was not the way. But as I decided against the attack, I was afraid I would soon regret missing this opportunity. "No, your highness," I said with some difficulty. "It is a letter from your real parents, Sir Kentane and Lady Desset." I should not have said that last part, especially in front of everyone. I was angry, so I struck out at Warton, the only way I could. Warton tore the letter up without reading it, shouting, "Lies! Lies!" I was thrown to the floor by one of the guards, and then Warton took his red-faced anger out on me, kicking and kicking until I went unconscious. "Good job, Milton, you dipshit." What about you guys? Oh my! Yes, let's do that. fuck. Okay, we're good. Not nearly as imposing as I thought they were. These guys are. Maybe not. Never mind. Everything is a lie. These fuckers are easy to kill. Aren't Titans like the big unit of this fucking army? Like, why am I kicking their asses with ease? Like, I didn't even break a sweat.